courage, the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding
Benny.
to do and to pass the knowledge to you, the listeners of the Sheet 919 FM. I'm here with, as usual, my co-host, King Shaka.
Asheo. Bugwiri.
So I'll just start by saying my Iba. I pay respect to the owner of heaven and the spirits of the earth. I pay my respect to the King of the world, he whom we praise first, as I give reverence to Urmilia, the spirit of destiny.
Benny.
I pay my respect to the 16 wombs of the world
Asheo.
and their messenger, whom
Asheo.
we call the youngest one,
Benny.
the dearest one at the crossroads of the worlds, whom we call Eshu. I greet the powers of the east, I greet the powers of the west,
Asheo.
I greet the powers of the south, I greet the
Benny.
powers of the north,
Asheo.
I greet the king in the city of love.
Asheo.
I give homage to the winds in the invisible realms.
Asheo.
I give homage to the owner of earth, I who am just a child of mystery, I who am grateful. I give homage to the spirit of the mountain. I give homage to the spirit of the ocean.
Asheo.
I give homage to Akoda. I give homage to Asida.
Benny.
I give homage to the spirits that move the world. I give homage to the bones of my blood.
Benny.
I give reverence to the Oni of Ailefo for all that he represents in being the pillar between the worlds. I give homage, I give respect to my fathers and mothers, to the owner of heaven and earth, to my Ori.
Benny.
I give homage to Urmilia, the spirit of destiny.
Asheo.
I give homage to Iku, the spirit of death.
Asheo.
I give homage to Unail, the owner of the earth. I give homage to Yami Osorunga, the powerful one. And I pray that the power of the word will open the 16 doors of creation wisely and gently. In humble love, myself, Ifaba Mishe, and King Shaka give these words to spread across the world, gently and in dignity. May the words that we utter here tonight of this show bring honor to Urmilia and my family of Ifa, Orisha.
Asheo.
Ashe, Ashe. So we are here again. You know me as MC Duke, but in the Ifa Orisha diaspora I'm known as Alatu Mishe, Ifaba Mishe, as I did my Isife last week and of Ifa.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes. It was very nice. It has been nice and it is continuing to be nice.
Asheo.
So introduce yourself. I know the people long the waiting to hear you, Shaka, the waiting.
Peace, love, and blessings. Greetings to the Street 91.9 FM, to all the listeners, to all the viewers, all the mothers, all the fathers, the brothers, the sisters, priests, priestesses. You know, we give praise and thanks to being here on this day. And we pray and ask that, you know, our ancestors continue to prop us, our ancestors continue to guide us. And as we bring forward the messages of truth, of what our ancestors stand for,
Sure.
may all of us be blessed. Before I start, I'd like to give homage to my Uluwo Araba Adewale Osho, my Anifa, Agbomola Olumi Tutu Ido Oshun, my Ojubona, Baba Opakunne Ifakoya, and to all the Agbabas of village, Josio Turameshi, our Oshun, and all the heads of shrines across Trinidad and Tobago, from the east to the west to the north to the south. This evening I want to send a special blessing to my family as well down in Tableland. That is Yeyala Shrine. That is Kenyatande. Much love and blessings. Asheo.
Ashe. So I'd also like to pay homage to Ifa Lashe and the Yami Egbe Imo Ness in Konopia. I'd like to pay homage to them. So tonight, Shaka, you know, I celebrated my birthday on Friday.
Yeah, man. Congrats.
It was sort of different because the past 2 years, for my birthday, I will normally celebrate it at Oshun Meiji.
Yeah.
You know, and it was sort of different.
Yeah.
So, but we know around this time, we'll be celebrating Oshun.
Ben.
tonight we'll just be touching on Oshun, and then last hour we'll be touching on racism, which is a very powerful topic right now. So we'll start off by saying information about Oshun, because I know you come from Oshun Shrine.
First, I like to say, Oreo, Ore Oshun, Omio, Altao, Edao, Erio, Agbao, Mokreye for Oshun, Alade Kojo, Omilegbe, Tanik Bala, Onik Bigadi Ide, Akara Gudulase, Lafin Sorrel Kitefun, Alade Kojo, Alapa Ide, Ojifoloki, Ale Lodo, Biosumare. Our sweet mother Oshun. There is a story in Ifa when Olodumare had sent, 401 Irumale, in fact 401 heavenly beings to earth to make the earth habitable for mankind. And when that had happened, Olodumare had sent 401 Irumale. And in so, when the 401 Irumale came to earth, the masculine ones had went ahead to do their thing. They went, they cut through, the dense forest, And within doing all of that, they had neglected one of the lone female energies that came with them. And that energy was called Oshun. And in doing so, nothing was successful for them because of the fact that, they had went ahead without paying homage to Oshun. They had went ahead, in fact, without even paying her due consideration on that assignment on earth. When nothing was happening, they went back to Olodumare and they said, nothing is seemingly working with us here on earth here. There's no water, there's no fertility, all the crops are dying, and nothing is happening. And when that had happened, Olodumare said, hey, get back down there and go and call Oshun, pay homage to Oshun, and let Oshun be part of the process of forming the world. And when that had happened, it was only then fruitfulness came back into the world. It was only then light came back into the world. And with this story here, this goes to show that we cannot do nothing without water. We cannot do nothing without the power of the woman. According to the Odu Ifa that fell for this year at Oke Itashe in Ile-Ife, Nigeria, the Udu Ogbe Otura had fell. And what was said is that this season here, on earth here, the women especially have a huge role in fixing and repairing certain distortions within the society and distortions within the community. And I say this as a Ifa Orisha devotee, just repeating the words of Ifa. The woman has the ashe to repair our homes, our community. When we do not give respect and homage to our women, it is then we invite problems into our lives. We live in a chauvinistic society, where the place of women is always pushed at the back. But Ifa is telling us in Ogbe Otura that women, the priestesses, take to the forefront and do what is necessary to repair the community. So, with that being said, Oshun, Yeye Oshun, the epitome of love, the epitome of fruitfulness, the epitome of wealth. You know, the one who aids, you know, the barren in becoming childbearing again. The one who helps the farmers, you know, to get fruitfulness. There's nothing we can do without Oshun. Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world or region who is listening, there is nothing mankind cannot do without water, without Oshun. We as Ifa Orisha devotees in the diaspora, you know, people would say why we would go by the river, you know, and propitiate and talk to the river. People would ask these things, you know, but that is spirituality speaking. Because once we could pay homage to things in nature that mirrors that of Olodumare, it is only then we are on the right road of fruitfulness. Because all of us came from the womb of a mother, the womb of a woman, and within the womb is water. And within that water is nutrients. So whatever we want Trinidad and Tobago, we should go back to our water sources. We should not go, you know, by the rivers and pollute our waters. It have certain places I would go, you know. It have all up Kora, all up Aripo, and certain rivers. And when you go there, you will see big bags of garbage, you know. I can't understand. If it is we are showing respect and love for God, and God places, you know, these nice landforms for us to enjoy, why would we seek to destroy it? And when we do that, we are showing disrespect to our mother Oshun. Because water is for all of us. It doesn't matter if you're an African, or you're an Indian, or you're a Chinese, or you are a Caucasian. You know, the love of God is for all of us. And Oshun is the mother of all. You know, so as our Esther said, Oshun for me, Oshun for wa. And in doing so, when it is these distortions was done in the world, and Oshun was placed at the back seat, and all the men had taken to the front, there was darkness in the world. And the only thing that was able to bring back light was when the men had to go back to Oshun and call her and said, yeah, Mama, take your place. And they had to light 16 lights in order to bring back balance. And that 16 lights is called Merindo Lagoon. When, you know, Oshun devotees would light 16 lights, you know, to remember and bring back balance when there was not balance in the world. When all the spiritual energies were just, you know, off balance because the role of Oshun was sidelined. So we at Maturita Shrine, around this time, for over the past 20 years, we have been conducting the Merindo Lagoon ceremony. You know, our chief priestess, Ye Agbamola, you know, under the, as well as through the guidance of our Olowo Araba Adewale Osho and Baba Opa Kunle and the Agbabas, they have been keeping that tradition alive, you know. And for those who are across Trinidad and Tobago, and for those who have been to the space, they would have witnessed such beauty. You understand? It's a time when people come from all over to witness this. It's a time where, you know, blessings is sharing in abundance. Because once you come into Oshun space with a clean heart and without malice and without any form of negativity, you will receive blessings. The blessings will reach your Ori, and the Ori is your head. Because whatever we want, our head must accept it first. Asheo?
Asheo. The numbers to call when we open the lines are 342-0081. You can call us on 342-0081. You can send your messages via WhatsApp at 771-1791. This is Orisha. We have live with, most of you guys know me as MC Duke, but when I'm in this forum, I'm Alatumishe, Fabamishe, with my brother King Shaka. As he says, Oshun Meiji, for the past 2 years, I have been visiting this Ile, and trust me, Trinidad and Tobago, the world is a spectacle, is a moment. It have nothing could beat back this celebration. And trust me, see that Oshun Meiji Ile, they know how to put on a show. And every time I go there, I have been edified, not just going to have a good time, enjoy myself with the energies, and you know, I've been able to learn. Mama Umatayo and the Baba up there, they always dwell on teaching you respect, manners, and love. Oshun is love. So we're going to touch some of the comments on Facebook. You can go on Facebook, look us up on the Street 919 FM. You're live here with King Shaka.
Yes.
Alatumishe, Fabamishe, Aganjo. I mean, Ifa Orisha is so great. Trust me, had I known this, but everything happens in that timing. Fiola Rada says Aboro, Aboye, Abosishe to everyone. Adriel Stanislaw says, he's not here any of you. I hope that's sorted out right now. Jamie Simmons, good night. And Mark says, my spirit is burning me to speak to all who believe some of us Trinidadians don't know what is happening. Whereas the COVID virus is concerned, to all the Trinis who are paying big large sums of money to return to Trinidad through the back door. Because the borders are closed, you are returning here and infecting persons. Stop it. You are posting your suitcases, taking flight and boats from country to country, then coming on shore via a hired boat, blending in normal because you are a Trinidadian national. You are putting our lives at risk. You don't want to be quarantined. Have the Venezuelans taking all the blame? I'm sure if they do a flight check followed by random check of persons who last no addresses aboard and did not pass through the airport, the authorities will be shocked to know how much of Chinese have returned without their permission through the back door. Don't worry, how we know this. All of a sudden, you all not asking the government to open the borders to return. IFA, first and foremost, speaks about obeying the laws of the land.
Benny.
And having respect. And I will say this in Shaka, and I will keep saying this. No Orisha devotee will contract COVID.
Well,
and I will keep saying this until I have no reason to say it again, because I believe Olodumare will guide and protect me.
Ashe.
And the members of the Orisha Ifa diaspora. Jamie Simmons, Yeye Mama Oshun, Irabuli, blessed night. Jamie says, and men keep disrespect women in all ways, especially. Even from my nest, Iyami Egbe Imo in Konopia, we stress on the importance of women.
Yeah, definitely.
Women, and before I came into the fold, I never looked at it here, you give a woman respect, but when you really search and understand, woman matters.
Of course.
Woman, they are in charge.
Of course, without women there's no man.
Powerful being.
Definitely.
They are.
Definitely.
They are the producers.
Definitely. But you see what the world has done, through, the chauvinistic, doctrines. The role of women have been pushed at the back burner, Women have been made, especially especially African women have been made, to feel, that their natural selves are not beautiful, And when we look at Oshun, the depiction of Oshun we have is that Oshun is always looking in the mirror. And that mirror is always, that reassurance of who you are, and you can only be who you are.
Sure.
Because when one looks into the mirror and they see their natural self, with the natural contours on their face, your nose, your skin, your natural hair. Self-love is what Oshun epitomizes, So when it is our people are seeking, to fall victim to the propaganda that makes us not love ourselves, it is only then we ourselves will be failing ourselves.
Jamie Simmons says 2020 is a rise of the feminine in the scriptures, 40 days and 40 nights, as fasting where the earth was purging. This is what we are seeing now. The earth is purging out prey in season and out of season. Noah protected his own who didn't have equilibrium is needed. Women, take your place. I'm going to take this call. Shaka?
Yeah, man.
I say it correctly.
Alafe, yes? Alafe.
Yeah, but I called in earlier to find out when the original program will be coming back on.
Yeah.
I missed it. Because it had a program where, I was saying names, African names, and it was resonating so powerful now. To give a commendation to, how they speak and the language, and I think it's well powerful, and I really do appreciate it. One of the things I wanted to ask, in terms of the spiritual knowledge that you all imparted, you just touched on a point there where, due to not loving yourself or not knowing yourself, the origin of yourself, is there a way that the knowledge in terms of Olodumare and the other deities or aspects, well, let me say God for want of a better description, is there a way that we could merge it into the awareness of an individual? Sometimes, in terms of the knowledge of God and, how it, and the cultural tone that it has, creates a sense of separation, so to speak, in terms of from yourself. Because I believe all what you all speak about is contained within the spirit within us now, if you understand what I'm saying. But the cultural names will bring a sense of, outside projection towards, the powers of the being itself now. So, I was wondering if there's a way where you could let the person who listens understand that all that you speak about, is contained within spirit.
Of course.
If you understand what I'm saying. And that's one of the weaknesses of man. Because if we understand how powerful we are as spirit itself, I don't think we'll, and a woman want to leave us or, go with an ex-man, I think we will laugh. And that's the stage I'm at, in terms of identifying with my spiritual self. Even though I would face a disappointment, it wouldn't bring me to that low degree where brothers, abusing women and stuff like that. And in closing, I think although men need to show that respect for women, I think our women, especially our black women, before, they get that ascension of which you all speak, I think they need to have a sense of cultural acceptance of the self as they are also. I think that's one of the problems. Even though we would, say that men should respect them, I think if they don't have that self-identification with their role and their spirit and how powerful they are, without the clicking, snapping the fingers in a triangle towards men, even though they're well-educated and accomplished, that humility, that spiritual humility is lacking in terms of if you all try to, give them the spiritual understanding for us to move forward and, ascend our race and ascend spirituality as it is. I'll listen off here, brother. Thanks again, Minister.
Thanks, brother.
No problem, caller. Thank you for your contribution. Irabo Wale says, so when we disrespect Oshun, Eshu will rise. Don't take your take on that?
Well, when we disrespect women, we disrespect our own mothers, because our mothers, you know, are the ones who are responsible for us coming into the world. Our mothers are the ones who carried us for 9 months within her womb, and it is our mothers who, most times have initiated us into the world, because if you look at society, most times when the man is outside working, it is the woman who is holding down the fort at home. It is the women who are sometimes dropping the children to school. It is the women who are initiating everybody into the world. So, as my brother had said, when we talk about wisdom, humility is the father of wisdom. So in order for us to impart knowledge and wisdom to people, we have to bring ourselves to a state of calm and to a state of humility. Because when we speak about self-love is accepting who you are. And in order to really find out who you are, one honestly needs to look at themselves spiritually. Because without spirituality, we are nothing. You understand me? Without being abreast of where we are spiritually, it is only when problems would arise into our lives. So this goes to show that the Orisha way of life, in terms of one knowing who they are spiritually, is so important in the success of mankind. Because when our children are born, from the 3rd day straight to the 17th day, our ancestors used to do something called a Eshentai, and that would help us to understand the identity of that child coming into this earth. And when we understand the spiritual identity of our children, it is only then we could guide them in a particular direction for success. If it is we know that our child is on earth to become, a farmer, a preacher, a healer, whatever, it is only wise that we push our children into that direction. As for our women, the way Olodumare, she created us, it is by no mistake. The Western world have taught us, that beauty is only, through a particular lens. When we watch the Miss Universe pageants and all of these things, you would see one prototype. It is only nowadays I'm seeing that women with maybe shortcut natural hair have won, the Miss Universe title. But in terms of women wearing that natural hair, that is something that I think really needs to raise up more. We need our women to wear their natural hair and not contaminate their bodies, with the products that manufacturers make to have us in a particular form of bondage. It's not that I'm not saying that we cannot go out there and look nice, but the way Olodumare made us is by no mistake. It is by no mistake. How come? This is the only group of people, our African people, that have to seek to look like all the other races. Let us look like ourselves. We are African people. Wherever you go, people tend to think that in order to be accepted, you need to water down yourself. But that is the reason why Olodumare made us to be different. Nobody's better than nobody, MC Alat Humishe. Nobody is different from nobody. All of us are different, and we have to embrace that. Asheo.
So in the topic, in the first hour here, we're talking about Oshun, because this is her time
Benny.
the celebration of the 16 lights. And I'd like to touch on how do Oshun Meiji go about setting up and preparing for the 16 lights procession, you know?
That's a very, very good question.
Uh-huh.
The first thing, it is always preparing yourself mentally.
I see.
By doing that, you know, you put your mental in that frame of mind so that the Orisha, you know, could settle, you know, because a chain is as strong as its weakest link.
I see.
So when it is you have a group of people standing at the fore, thinking on a particular level, it makes the work easy. So when we gather, and all of us, you know, we pray and we offer libation, and we touch the earth, you know, and we set our Ori into getting a particular task done. It could have how much load. When sometimes that 10 or 15 people gather, you will see in quick time that the load is moved. Because the first thing we always do, the first thing my Ianifa always say, let us put our Ori in a place to receive blessings.
I see.
You know, so the first thing we do, you know, we set our Ori in that place. You know, and when we set our Ori in that place, we can move mountains. You know, we could move. In fact, we are moving mountains because, you know, we put in our head in that particular direction.
I see.
And another part about Oshun is being honest. You know, if you are not doing anything with an honest heart, your actions would not manifest. In fact,
that basic Ifa.
Basic
Ifa,
Ifa.
your honesty,
Yeah.
humility,
Yeah.
patience, respect.
Yeah.
Basic
Yeah.
teachings.
Mm-hmm.
Basic teachings.
Yeah. And when it is you do things with honesty in the eyes of the Orisha, they always say, spirit see everything. So we don't do things that would displease, you know, the Orisha. You know, you operate with humility. You know, you give respect to all the Orisha in the space, you know, because we need all of them, you know, and we clean. A huge part of Oshun worship is cleanliness. You must always have your space clean, you must always have your person clean, you understand, and all of that. Another part of preparing to serve Oshun is also giving respect. You give respect to elders. You give respect to even the youngest child. Oshun is also, you know, the one who would take care of children as well. So when people would come to our space, you would see a lot of children. You know, you'll come in the street. It would always have people who are not part of the tradition, but that love of Oshun, it would reach them. And when they come, you know,
Trinidad is our Oshun.
Yes.
Watch me.
Mm-hmm.
I just be amazed when I visit a lot of Ilays and see that Oshun just outstanding.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Even in our carnival, when you see Carnival Tuesday,
and that woman like she sell.
Yes.
And she expression, she said, that Oshun in print, you know.
And we have let, you know, society paint us, you know. I dream that, you know, this is not of God, but when it is, there is masquerade. When it is, there's good times. There's Oshun. When it is, there's love making in the right way. That is Oshun. You know, we're not trying to mislead people at all.
Oshun is love.
Oshun is love as well as doing things in the right way. You understand? So even the carnival is our thing. It is through our ancestors that, you know, the masquerades were born. You know, and as the local terminology says. Woman is mass, because that is a time, when women would take to the streets and give off a particular energy.
Jamie Simmons says, tell them, IFA devotees, that your actions will not manifest. Feeling is an expression, So just to touch on it, what is Oshun's color?
Well, Oshun, we know Oshun to have yellow, brass, gold, in some cases, you would see Oshun with brass, with gold, nice colors, depends on whatever the occasion is. It's not static. Oshun would done a particular color based on the occasion. So it's not static. It is not static at all, but generally you would see Oshun wearing brass, having on yellow, having on pink, nice things. Depends on whatever Oshun has to do. Oshun would wear a particular color.
I see. What number? What number signifies?
Well, from where I was taught, Oshun's number is 5. Oshun's number is 5. From where I was taught,
So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna play some songs, get in that feeling, that vibes, let the energy flow, let that love flow, let that passion flow, right? The Orisha show, we are live. We are on radio. It is expensive, but we want to keep this show here. We want to keep it flowing. We want to educate the people. Every Monday we're going to bring someone else. So as small as it is, I'm going to give you my number. King Shaka is going to give you his number. You can call us. You can donate from the smallest to the largest, whatever sponsorship, so we can keep the show running. My number to call to contact me, if you are willing to sponsor the show, is 349-4121. King Shaka.
Benny, my number is 388-4606.
Yes, so that's 349-4121 and
388-4606.
You all want to sponsor the show, to keep this show here, call us as little as it is so that we can, because it's expensive to keep it on radio. So we're going to play some music and we're going to come right back at you. So we're back at it again. Tonight's show is being sponsored by Nice Nuts, Gossip Gel Polish, SH Dynasty,
Ajetola Marketing and Vision artists.
So in order for us to keep this show running, we need to get some sponsorships to keep it flowing so that we can educate the people, educate the masses, and teach. As William Ivan Nurse says, we need to teach our youth so we shall sow our. We'll be taking some phone calls, so you can call us up on 3420081. That's 3420081 771-1791. And we'll switch on to the next topic, which is Orisha and racism. How can we, the devotees of the Ifa Orisha community, help deal with this racism situation that is plaguing our nation at present? It has been there, but it is naturally out. Right? So we're just gonna close it up on Mama Oshun. Our blessings, our thanks, love.
Asheo.
So anything to close on?
Well, I would just like to tell, the listeners, in Trinidad and Tobago, the region, the world, that we need to give our children the right foot, the right knowledge of what our ancestors practiced.
Sure.
As we had said earlier, there's nothing we can do in this world without Oshun.
Caller coming in here, King Chaka.
Okay.
Caller, you live? Alafia? Caller? Alafia, caller?
Hello, you hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay. I take interest in what you are doing, but I have taken interest in some things. What about when you do a lot of praying and you meditating? But just taking different information in front of you, and you just sitting and you find yourself just floating through something going, you're watching people but they can't see you, and you seeing them come like a certain autumn, somebody going through people, you're hearing what they're saying, you can tell them what they're hearing, they're leaving just like you're traveling, it might be by your system, somewhere, you know what it is going on, and you want to know how you get here. But it's just by praying and meditating, and then these days of feeling that my head getting light, and I know something is taking place that I can't put my hand on. And in praying, and just so you'll see a veil, like for instance, when my grandson got killed the other day, I told him, I said, you see what you're doing there? You're not doing the right thing. And he said, and they call it the way to do it. You see, God love you. God will want you, but not me look at me and do nothing wrong with you. Don't ever let me let you say. I said, you know what you did there? He said, no. I said, you have to knowledge. That is what God wants you to do all the time. I said, never let me hear you say good. You see that even precept and everything, don't you acknowledge that? And as I say so, and I tell him, I say, if I not told you I love you, believe it, but God really loves you. That is why I asked him, and then I just clear again and say, no, today, you shall be with me in paradise. And if you have made to get punished and gone up a day.
What I can tell you from this conversation, could you load on your whatever device you're using? Um, from speaking with you, what I can say is that first and foremost, Ifa and Orisha teaches us to respect each and everyone's religion.
Benny.
Right? So no, it's good. Take it on a little bit. You can take it on a little bit?
Yes, but I go a little further on, it's actually not here.
Again, the feedback, but it's sounding good so far. We
But
have
I
to,
think so, a little late.
what I can say to you is keep doing what you are doing. Keep pushing him, keep guiding him, keep talking to him.
No,
We all serve different masters, different religions, but at the end of the day, one God.
Sure.
One God. You may call him Jesus, you may call him Buddha, you may call him whatever, but at the end of the day, it's just different practices. Well, I believe we lost that one there. All I can say to her is keep doing what you're doing, keep praying. The youths, I should say, they're so caught up, Shaka.
Yeah.
They so caught up, and as when we was walking up the steps, we was talking just now, and you say they are living in their time. This is their time. They see things different. Ella, and they'll speak about it. She sang about it.
Yeah.
The
Missing
missing generation, and it is truth, you know. And even with my kids and all, I will sit down and watch them, you know. And Orisha and Ifa has taught me to have patience, because the kind of things that has been doing, it will really send you up a wall. And
I and a sister was having this conversation, and she was saying that, now in this time here, children are having tantrums.
for real.
This is something that is new to me, Trinidad and Tobago. From my time growing up until now, back where I'm from, I don't know of any children having tantrums. But what I can say is, parents, the Orisha way of life, let us protect the heads of our children. Let us protect the Ori of our children. You see these tablets, these cell phones that we are giving our children and not supervising them, that is polluting the minds of our children, because our children are looking at things that are not for them at this particular stage in their lives, and it is contaminating them. Parents, start to have conversations with your children. You see, sometimes, we want our children to be quiet. So we'll quick to shove a phone on them and say, here what, go and use that in some corner. And our children are watching all kind of things and developing all kinds of strange behaviors and strange accents.
Fiola Rada says on Facebook here that African people don't have kids. We have children. Kid is a young goat. We can protect our children by stop calling them kids.
I agree with you. Let us protect our children. Thank you, Sister Fiola Rada.
They still needs a teacher.
Right? Again, let me just say, parents across Trinidad and Tobago and the region and the world by extension, stop, let our children go all over the place unsupervised with these tablets and these phones. Monitor what they are watching. Do not allow them to be socialized by programs and people online that are not following your agenda or your interest. Please. Thank you.
And I wanna touch on something. The Western world, have I call coming here, Shaka? Call her live?
Yes, Alafia.
Alafia, good night, Kali.
It started with the television, and the television is still doing a lot of damage.
Shit.
put your children in front of the television and you go about doing
Yeah.
what you're doing. So that. But I tell you, these devices and these cell phones, because
Yes.
we know of a village to raise a child,
Of course, yeah.
because you are never parenting alone. But these devices that are parenting our children now, oh, it's terrible.
Of
Terrible.
course, it is.
Terrible.
It is.
And the sooner we act on that, but how can you tell these people now that, don't give the child the cell phone? They feel that they cannot live without these devices. Absolutely not. But thank you, and I'm listening to your program. Very interesting.
Odupueo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the support, and you keep supporting. Thank you
Most
very
welcome.
much. Have a blessed day.
Definitely will. Thank you.
Yes, so as we were saying, parents, we're gonna switch the topic in the next 5 minutes. We're gonna switch and go over our next caller. Caller live, Alafia.
Yeah, good night. Yes. I listened to your topic. Yes, hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing
Thank
you.
you,
I'm
good
hearing
night.
you. I'm hearing you, caller.
Okay.
Caller, I'm hearing you.
Yes. Yeah. Nice topic here on you.
Yeah.
You know? One of the things I always look at is, you see, not only the television and the tablet and the phone, we having this problem with. We also having this problem with the type of music that our youth
Yes,
are
that's true.
listening to. And my problem with that is that most of the DJs and so on who bringing these music across to these youth, it's not that little youth, it's big people. And I'm personally guiding this and showing everybody.
Caller, you're breaking up.
Everything.
Yeah.
That is definitely so. But we kind of control it in such a manner that you wouldn't go astray. Just like the same thing with the tablet and the cell phone. You give a child a cell phone and you get a one tablet.
Caller.
Hello?
Yeah. Which party is now? I wasn't hearing you. Like the phone, you're not speaking into the phone.
Right.
I'm hearing you better.
Load on his radio too.
Load on your radio.
One of the things that helps is control. All right, there are schools that you have to use your computer, and because of the distance away from the children and all that, and safety and all that, you may have a phone. Yes, it is sometimes that they have to be left alone, but you still have to control certain things. You have to get into that too. The computer and the cell phone and the tablet. It have some parents don't know nothing about it at all. But you buy one for your child. So your child going all doing all kind of different things with this tablet and this cell phone and this computer. You know nothing about it. Where now, you as a parent supposed to make it your duty to find out something about it. Even if the school is giving the children that to use. So you could probably go and take an introductory course or something, or get somebody to help you to upgrade you then. You understand? So that you can be aware of some of the things that is happening, so they wouldn't be so far straight from you. How you feed me?
Ashe.
Ashe.
I just want to say something, caller. Now, the cell phone. The cell phone itself, it is not bad.
Remember, Ogun is
Yes,
energy of
technology and advancement and all of these things.
Yeah.
These things are not really bad. But when it is used for purposes that is uncontrolled, it is then there is the problem. And that is the problem that some of our parents are inviting into their homes. Once we leave children unsupervised, they will do things that are not for them. So the key thing here is, if your child has a phone, ever so often, if you don't even know how to put on the phone, go by somebody and ask them to show you how to put on the phone. Do these things, because you see, we don't want to create a situation in our country that our parents are teaching our children one thing at home, and when they go out into the wider community, they are doing something else based on what they are socializing themselves in via the cell phone and the TVs. Giving a child a cell phone and leaving them unattended is not love. It is not love. It is creating a situation whereby, if not controlled, in no time, God forbid, people could hold their head and ball. I could tell you that, because we really, really need to pay attention to what our children are doing.
Jimmy Simmons says here, everybody can be barbers, some must be lawyers and other workers. So technology is good and bad. It's how we use it, it can or can abuse it.
Yeah, is it true?
And G. St. Paul says we need to study with our children so we can monitor what they are doing.
Yes.
So true. So
Thank you, G. St. Paul.
So true. Lisa Peter Kenashe, you know, Iraboli Blessed says 99.9% of the young generation don't even know our local calypso artists. Have a call here? Alafe caller?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Baba. How are you?
Very good program. Very good topic.
Thank you.
I would like to add, because coming on that point,
Could you take down
about
whatever device you're using? Could you take it down a bit, please?
are you hear me better?
Yeah, I'm hearing you much better now.
Yes. Concerning parents and children, studying together is very important.
Definitely.
See?
And I would like to see somewhere that we can introduce parents and children going to school together in extramural. We used to have extramural at Tranquility School. That is many years ago. Today, parents, we have a lot of teenage and young parents, and they never had the experience of growing up and going to school.
This is so true.
So what I was going to suggest to government, that there should be programs where parents can work along with their children as well, elderlies as well. Because there's a lot of elderly people like myself who is not versed in technology. And seeing that the government is going that way, I suggest that, and what I would like to see is that extramural come back. We have it at the Tranquility Secondary, where people from other schools come and have subjects outside the day. It used to be in the evening.
Okay.
So one of the part of the problems with crime is idleness. Right? So I was only looking at that part, and I found this a very good topic that you all have this evening. Before I go, I used to teach, that is children from different schools. I used to teach art. They got their distinctions, but what I told them, because I left school with only 2 passes, and I told them it's not how many passes you have, but what you make of the passes you get. So I locked on, and I am happy to know that this topic should be brought back up again, especially if young people are listening as well. Thank you. Have a blessed night.
Thank you.
Same to you.
I just want to say something quick on it. The only thing that has changed is the morals of people, because young people have been always making children. My mom was a young mother, and there were other people within the community as well who were young parents. But the morals, the values, and the principles a long time.
Shaka.
Hey,
Shaka, it stemmed from the time they stopped punishment
Yeah.
at schools.
Corporal
From the
punishment.
time they stopped the neighbor from discipline.
Yes.
And next child. Look Friday. I came off the radio. I gone in. Where I just be? 8 o'clock. No, after 9, I watching about 15 young children below the age of 12. Just running up and down. I say, yo. I say, hello.
Pull it.
All it take all the time. Somebody was lying with me, said to me, boy, don't tell them nothing more, they will curse you. I say, you know what? They ain't go curse me now. Yeah, but you watch me and say, boy, you feel it is, boy. I say, I can tell you something. They will not curse me. You see, if we fail to try,
Yes.
that is the problem.
Ben, it's a fact.
You understand? And the youths have gone astray, and I blame the society 100%.
You know what Ifa said? Our Ifa Orisha way of life. This year again, when the Ifa reading at Okeitashi, Nigeria was done, Ifa had said to us that we need to get our children initiated into Ifa. Because yes, we are faced with a physical battle, but there's also a spiritual battle that we need to also address too. So the Ifa Orisha way of life is so important in raising our children. And as you now say, I proud of you because there are men who go say, boy, I don't want to tell them youths and them nothing, I afraid I get cussed.
I challenge
And
you.
I failure.
I know that Olodomare and the Orishas could give me the strength,
I
the
shall.
wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to talk to them. That when I talk to them, they might just stand up so quiet.
Yeah.
And just decide to do something else. Because we as a people, as a nation, we are failing day by day.
Yeah, it's
And as you clearly stated, it is not a fight, a physical fight. It is a spiritual battle.
It is definitely.
And I'm not telling nobody to come and join Orisha or be a part of IFA, but sit down good and understand what the way that those who came before us, those who blood runs through our veins, our ancestors who paved the way for us, we are letting their blood, sweat, and tears go to waste. We need to pay respect to our ancestors and what they did for us. Kola.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good night,
Good afternoon.
Kale. How are you?
Yeah. Listening to your program, I want to...
Kola, device you're using, could you take it down a bit, please?
Yes, thank you.
No problem.
Right. You good, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, you take it down a little more. No, you want to hear yourself. I know you want to hear yourself.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I like your program. You know, I think this is a program that should have been... Well, I don't know if I ever missed one before, but it's a nice program that I figure should be on air a longer time than now.
It started just before the elections, and due to the elections, they have preference because radio is money, and to stay on there, you have, So now that the politics is over and we have our space, we are here. We are educating the masses and letting them know, because if you look at it, how we don't one way,
I hear. So we can work on it.
Yes, when you look behind the curtain, they're using our same tradition against us.
Okay. I just want to ask, not continue. I just want to ask, 3 words I hear you all pronouncing all the time, but I don't know what it means. But I don't know if you all can enlighten me. The first one is Alafia. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Meaning Alafia, Baba,
Okay.
and Ashe.
All right. Well,
Could you enlighten me on those 3 words?
well, Alafia simply means peace. So we greet you in peace.
Caller.
All right, so simply Alafia means peace. So when we say Alafia, we simply means we greet you in peace. When we say Ashe, Ashe is our word of power, our word of command. It means what we say would manifest, may it be so. So when I say our people will rise, and at the end I say Ashe, that is an affirmation that whatever I said would happen.
It is done. It have to happen.
Ashe.
It will happen.
When we call a male Baba, it's a term for father, or elder. Baba, so Baba simply means father. Ashe.
So we're gonna switch on the next topic because as I see, time is going against us. You know what we are faced in the nation and the world. So far it seems like it's a trickle all over the world. It started up north.
Yeah.
It come down. It just hit south below us, and it came over to us.
Oh my.
Racism and the Orisha and Ifa way of life. And how can we, as Orisha Ifa devotees, how can we deal with this situation? Is it a quick fix? Is it what is the problem? What is the problem?
I want to refer or reference Ogbe Otura. That was the Odu cast for 2020 at Okei Tashe in Ile-Ife, Nigeria. Now, let me get into this so people who are not Ifa devotees would understand. What a reading is, it is simply an investigation into something. So, when our elders across in Nigeria had done that reading, one of the first things that came up is that persons must stop discriminate persons based on race, color, creed, ethnicity, or wealth. So within that, what I just said, it encompasses racism. So racism is something that degrades, it damages, it breaks, that social link within us as a people within this land of Trinidad and Tobago. Our national anthem clearly states and dictates that every creed and race finds an equal place. So when that is said to us, it means that even if I am an African man and my brother is an Indian man, this is the land where we are. And there would be Chinese, there would be Caucasians, there would be people of mixed essence here as well, because interbreeding has taken place in this land of Trinidad and Tobago. But our Ifa teaches that we must not disrespect anybody. So despite a man's color, a man's skin tone, whatever wealth somebody has, it all boils down to having that level of respect. So we as a people, as a spiritual people especially, we have our thing we must do. We must always make particular sacrifices in order to make our work manifest as Ifa Orisha devotees. We need, to consult Ifa and find out what does Ifa say and how do we overcome this issue of racism, because we could talk, we could march up and down, we could hold placards and say that Black Lives Matters and all of that, but we need to fix the spiritual problems that are affecting us even up until this day. We need to stand firm for who you are. Even if I am an African man And my firm belief is that of my ancestors. In no way will I see an Indian man and disrespect him based on what he believes in. Because the God I serve does not teach me to disrespect anybody.
16 laws that
respect,
humility,
even if,
patience.
Even if I see a Catholic priest on the road, I cannot disrespect him. I may not be following, what he practices. But I would follow what I practice.
But and there's one of the main reasons for this show, because we, as Ifa Orisha devotees, we are taught to respect a man's religion.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, when you listen to these other denominations, these other pastors or whatsoever, and they're preaching, they will condemn us. They will say, we into witchcraft, we into this, we into that, and you know why they do? I just sit down and I don't even get vexed. You know why?
Why?
They don't know.
Exactly. The misconceptions are being... Yeah.
Caller, Alafia, good night.
Good evening to you, gentlemen.
Pleasant night, Kaleo.
It is such a pleasure and it's so enlightening to hear your program. And I'm listening, and you know what touched me? All over the world, everywhere you can go, people of African descent are faced with certain challenges. So one day I sat down, talking to my God, and I was saying, Papa God, you said something, and I was forced with the call. I said, Papa God, what it is our people of African descent or African people are supposed to do that they're not doing.
See.
That we're going through this. What it is we're supposed to do. Something we're supposed to do that we're not doing. Is that in Trinidad and Tobago? Is in America? Is in England? Is in South America? Wherever African people reside, even in South Africa. In Africa, I am saying, Papa God, what it is we're supposed to do that we're not doing. And when I heard you, I said, nice. I've been asking what it is we're supposed to do. So, gentlemen, fantastic program, enlightening.
Thank you,
I asked my God, what we supposed to do that we're not doing that you want us to do for you?
Yeah, you know what I can tell you?
Thank you.
You know what I can tell you, yeah? They are moving us away from our own selves, our own understanding, our own teachings, our own way of life. And in their quiet corner, they are picking up what is ours and understanding it and using it for their own personal gain.
And you know what touched me with that last caller? Ifa says that African people, in fact, in Ogunda Onwari, when we move away from our ancestral practices, it is only then we would open up ourselves to be subjugated and imprisoned in the mind in many ways. Because if you, as an African person, are not seeing your heritage as something good, someone else would give you something in place of what is yours to make you feel what is theirs is better than yours. So we as African people have to hold on to what is ours. As we said in previous programs, hold on to our African names. Parents who are having children at this point in time, seek to find a proper African name. Give your children that ashe to go forth in the world and stand up different. Let us give our children African clothes as well too, so that will help them to feel a sense of pride, and not just to wear that African clothes at Emancipation Day.
Shaka, I never used to wear it. I joined Orisha, I joined Ifa. My foundation is Baptist. I joined Orisha, get closer, get to understand it. And I start to wear the African clothes. And I feel so great. We need to connect people. We need to connect. We need to do some some introspective about ourselves.
Yeah.
Try and understand who are we?
Yeah.
Who are we? Because today, as in Bachu and I said, we as a people, this kind of tension. This is not a physical tension in we land right now. It is spiritual.
Of course.
Very, very so much spiritual. It is. And I say, I don't know, I always go back to Osumeji. When I go Osumeji, it's a mixture of different people and we all having a good time and praising Orisha.
Yeah.
What is the problem?
And you know what's a misconception? Ifa is for everybody. Ifa is for everybody. Ifa is not just, for African people, Ifa is for everybody. And the bottom line of everything is respect and order.
Yes, caller. Caller? Caller alive? Yes, we lost that one. Ifa is so great. Ifa is so great.
Man.
It's so great. You think is a quick fix or is something that we can, because while looking at it, COVID-19, if we really think and look at it, like I said to myself, the Western teachings, the mark of the beast, tell is a man and all them kind of things. My mind just sort of straight, I say, take care of the COVID is the mark of the beast, boy. Because you mean to tell me I can't go to my Ile, I can't go and enjoy myself, I can't go and praise, I can't go and praise your wishes with my brothers and sisters. Even the Catholics, the Muslim also ever. If you check it out, people, look what's going on. Look what's going on.
In terms of what you now said there about, the COVID have this situation locked down and we can go to our Iles and to our Palace. When I now start, I said that, we can move mountains. We literally can do that. In terms of a community of people, a Ile, a community, we connect on that spiritual vibration, on our morning as a people, simply by holding your head and looking at that sun, raising your chin up and telling yourself, my Ori, lead me to something that is good and positive in this day. Help me to overcome.
Take this call. Caller, you live?
Hello.
Hello?
Oh, yes. I want now. All right, I didn't get through just now.
Yeah, we're hearing you loud and clear.
Yes, good night, brethren.
Good night, brother.
Good night.
And Trinidad and Tobago. Normally, my name on the radio is President Trinidad and Tobago.
Good night, President.
I know if you'll ever hear it. But I follow this program already. In this station, a little later in the evening. I don't know if it's the same people who carrying it on. But when I say the same set of people who was, who was carrying it on. But it's the same Orisha concern.
Okay.
But then, you make certain statements early on about how we could change the program from this European indoctrination towards the indoctrination that we had when we basically was in Egypt, Nigeria, what they call Nigeria today, the Bantus, the Kafir from South. These set of spiritual consciousness that embedded in our melanin, where we as a people in the 21st century today, not knowing ourselves as African, being taken from Africa, brought in what they call the West Indies,
taking away our language, our culture, our spiritualism. And as a matter of fact, you made it clear early on that the spiritualism, put it in religion form, that they're dealing with today and have us dealing as Christians and whatever religion that they need for us to be in. We have lost that spirit. What we had from since 4,500 BC. We have lost the Isis and the Osiris doctrine of consciousness that permeated itself through the whole of Africa. You see, and in tune of the situation, the Europeans take we own spiritual indoctrination and indoctrinate we with the cross circumstances us that bringing the Jesus into the history and the Mother Mary into history. What about Isis and Osiris and Horus? What about Horus and Isis? Are they not the two, mother and child? Where have we gone from Africa? We have gone from Africa being brainwashed, pressed, bonded, and lost the original people that we were. Now we live in, and we have no choice in great effect to live, because we hardly could change it. If the language is the most effective bondage that's placed upon us, for the attitudes of the European and many of the Asian people who all is America and Northern and Southern America also. People who was from Rome, Latin, the French, the Portuguese as we call them, Spanish, all of them, all from the northern of Asia over Germany, the people who from Russia, and we could go across and say England and Paris and Dutch and all of them. What they do with we? What we know about we stand to say we stand under them, integrating we said into a people who is conservatives, who maintain the conservativeness over us. We don't hear that. This thing so deep. We have children and grandchildren presently that come in with the consciousness of the Europeans and have nothing to do with IFA.
Caller.
Yes, brother.
Caller,
Yes, brother.
I could really, really feel the passion of what you saying.
I studied the subject, brother.
Yes, because here this, sir. You know what is something that I
have a next caller on the line, so
I'll
go
answer.
ahead. You
All right.
All
You
right.
talk. I will just a little bit.
hear what?
Yes, caller, you live? You lost it. You could go ahead. So we're gonna take a break and we're gonna play some music and we're gonna come right back at you.
Ancestors, we call on you to walk on our enemies.
Yeah, so we back at it again. Mimi Ezekiel says, I was told Ifa is not for me when I started questioning things. Being a seeker of knowledge, when I was surprised to know what I was saying was not wrong at all. People must stop trying to twist Ifa to suit themselves or give what they choose to, because the other would be of the belief that what they are or were being told is the truth. I never knew Ifa placed persons to say who belong or not after being told all will one day come to Ifa. That's from Mimi Ezekiel. My take on that?
Of course. Thank you, Mimi Ezekiel. Ifa is for everybody. Ifa, as we had said, it is the truth from God into all things that was, that is, and what will be. So Ifa is the word of God unto mankind, unto all things. You know, Olodumare created all of us. You know, so Ifa is for all of us. Despite different walks of life, Ifa is for every single person. Ifa could tell you who you are, what you will be, and what you will be in future times to come. Ifa would help one overcome whatever problem. Ifa will help one to overcome sickness, death, loss, all kinds of negative things. And that is what consulting Ifa is. Ifa is our head start in life. And when we fail to acknowledge our head start, it is then we would be starting off, you know, in a type of handicap position. You know, so as the elder was saying on the phone recently, well, I think it was the caller, he said that, you know, our spirituality was taken from us. And it is a fact, because if we as African people in this land of Trinidad and Tobago really are practicing what our ancestors used to practice, that is Ifa, we would be in a better position. We would not have many of our young children going into jails and all of these things. You know, we would not be facing all these social problems.
Yes, caller, you live?
Hey, good night to my brother.
Blessed good night.
Yes, man. I like the conversation.
You can take it on a little bit on the device that you're using to listen.
Yeah, but what I'm saying about the racism is an act, nuclear assault against the African man. In order for him to feel that inferiority complex, feel like he never had nothing, you know, he can't do nothing, so that them could take the reward of everything, you know, and we have to watch them superior. That is the whole thing about racism. Because they are dishonest. You understand? By not rewarding the African man for who he are, what he are, and what he did. That is the whole thing about racism. The meal, the muscle, look like the borrow or and all these things. Sorry, all these things come from all these things come from the descendants, you know. You understand, the descendants of these people, you know.
You know
what? We know, living our lives, that we is turning like them, and them want to be what we was. If you understand what I'm telling you, what racism is about and what it caused.
Well, caller, you know, racism is honestly about making one feel less than themselves, in order to make another group feel, you know, that form of power over that particular person or persons. So for us who is on this program with the Orisha way of life, this is all about, you know, creating that educational awareness that will give our
consciousness
people
and awareness.
Yes, that will give our people
that is the kernel of in order
Yes.
For we to know what is there,
Yes.
we must know what is here.
Right. And
That
for
is
us,
what consciousness and awareness is all about.
yes, and for us to really, 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 really understand who we are, and when we understand who we are, it means that we will carry about ourselves with pride and with dignity. When we understand who we are, we would not be carrying about ourselves in a derogatory way. You know,
Right.
it have nowadays.
No character.
Hold on.
Character is what God is what God's a person. Eh?
Yes, and
The
you know, nowadays we have our young men walking about the place disrespecting their selves by sagging their pants and all of them kind of thing. You know, so even in our little spaces and places, we have to address certain things. If we are fathers, if we are mothers, when we see our young boys walking out the house with their pants sagging, call them, tell them, hey, fix that pants. You know, so we cannot be disrespecting ourselves and the disrespecting our ancestral lineages.
I will tell you something. God tell Abraham, I mean not Abraham, Moses, wear old clothes so that people will notice you. But your people who in heaven will notice you. If you understand what I mean, he's showing you that the clothes have nothing to do with it. We have to deal with our inside of us. That is where the war is. You understand? That is where the war is. We have to bring back words like in our vocabulary like decency, honesty. You understand? Love, all these kind of things, you know. The real word is getting rid of it. You see, and we're going to bring one to us and walking dog and this and you would hear a young man talk. I mean, I just kind of, I think about that is we fight this moment. But what I'm saying is that the right words, righteousness, all these things, we have to bring that in our vocabulary. But if we destroy heads and them who don't use it, as today with the little children, how the little children will grow. We have to understand is the heads and them. You see, a woman is the reflection of a man, you know. And why you have to show that
We lost that caller?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for your contribution, caller, you know. What is in the inside reflects on the outside, you know. So we really have to address our character because the Orisha way of life is about fixing one's character.
You must be, you gotta be careful what you're putting out into the universe.
Yeah, of course.
You must be careful.
Definitely.
It starts as the caller say, it's not way away, but that has a part to play. That has a part. What you listen has a part. What you read, what you wear has a part. So I'll be this call I'll be taking. This will be the final call for the night. Caller, you live?
Yes. Pleasant night again.
Pleasant night
again. I have to say again, I listen to the program so intensively. And it's really nice. It's really nice. What I really call back for? I call back because I am a type of person who like to solve problems as fast as possible. Seeing as we are on this topic here, I would like to find out if
Caller, you need to speak into the phone.
Yes. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Hi. I like to you already have it.
You're coming and going, caller. You're coming and going.
Come back?
Yeah, you have approximately 1 more minute before.
Okay. I just want to find out, as I said, I want to find out if you all having classes or anything like that so as we can start gathering together and organizing something that we can start to deal with this problem that we are having. Right? Because everybody calling in and saying this about Africa and this and that and all this other stuff. But I'm not hearing anyone saying that let's get together sometime or the other, call some organized day that we could come together, or if your organization is starting something as soon as possible, seeing that you all start this program on the radio. How you feel me? Come on.
Yes, no problem. You can call me afterwards. We are finished at 9 on 349-4121. This goes out to Elizabeth Battersby also. You can call me on 349-4121 and we can speak further. I will just like to give thanks to the sponsors. I like to say one of the sponsors, Alafia, managed by Ianifa Umalaso, Managing Director, located at Shop 9, Eastside Plaza, 32 Charlotte Street, Port of Spain, for men, women and children's clothing, leathercraft and sandals, drums, mud cloths, palm oil, black soap, shea butter, soaps and spa products, drapery and home furnishings, local sweets, jams and jelly, also by Gossip, gel polish and nice nuts.
And Ile Oge for all African cloth and African styles, also Omoinu, all things woman. Ashe.
Yes, so we, in order to keep the program on here, as we say, as little as it can be to help sponsor the show, you can call us. Call myself on 349-4121 or Shaka on
388-4606, 388-4606.
because we want to keep this show here. We want to keep educating the people. We want to let the people know what Orisha, the way of life, what Ifa is about, not what they are putting into your brains and telling you, don't do that, and the wicked, and they're doing this, and they're killing this, and they're doing that, and they're trying to do that. But when you check it out, these same people are coming to the Ifa and the Orisha people for help. I'm just not seeing it. I see it with my two eyes.
A lot. Umishe, you know, and a great misconception in the diaspora is that, you know, the Orisha is bad, ghostly, scary,
blood and all kind of,
scary spirits.
At one point in time, growing up, I thought it was like that.
I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago today, even the wider region and even the world, the Orisha are so merciful and not merciless. They are so loving. These spiritual energies that is created by Olodumare is so loving and so caring. Because most times, people seek to hide their negative and dubious behavior behind Orisha and say that it is the Orisha who doing so and so. It is not Orisha. The Orisha stands for truth, righteousness, justice, humility, and character building. So if Olodumare created these positive energies to teach us how to live, how could we think for a moment that these energies would turn and do people bad things?
Shaka, why want to leave them with tonight? If all they don't want to take our word, take all the tablet or the phone. Don't let the phone be smarter than you, a smartphone. Right? Go and look up the 16 laws of Ifa.
Ika Ofun.
Next week, Monday, tell me what you think about it. And then tell me if all you think Ifa Orisha is a bad thing. Tell me.
And that is Ika Ofun. I-K-A-O-F-U-N. I-K-A-O-F-U-N. Look it up. Look up the 16 laws of Ifa according to my brother here. And we could tell you all that the way that people are painting our spiritual energies, it's a total fallacy. It is a total fallacy.
So in closing, because we had to hand it over to the energetic, prolific David Mohammed and the Black Agenda, he's here. So I'm going to make way for him. Anything in closing?
I just want to say thanks and praise, you know, to all elders in Trinidad and Tobago, the region. You know, it is based on your sacrifices and your teachings that has been an inspiration for us to come out here. I like to even say a pleasant night to my mother, here Margaret, and my father Jomo, down in South. Much love and blessings to them. And my brothers and sisters. Ashe.
So we've come to the end of another Educated Night here on Orisha Ifa Way of Life. Myself, you know me as MC Duke. When I'm in this forum, I'm Alatu Mishe, Ifa Bamishe Ganjo. Ifa is real, Ifa is great. Trust me. So may you all marry, and the Orishas guide and protect you. May your Oris guide you. In anything that you do, consult with your Ori.
Ashe.
So it's first and foremost.
Ben.
Thank you very much, and may you have a good one.
must be recognized by the black man. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he wanted me to speak for all black people. Think for the whole and speak for the whole. Here's the way I want you to think. If we have 30 million people eating a slice of bread per meal, that's 90 million slices of bread per day. 630 million slices of bread per week. 37,760,000,000 slices of bread per year. How much land must we have under wheat cultivation to give our people their daily bread? Then he said, move on to milk. How much land must we have? How many cows must we own? How much